What's up, guys? Bob here, Rooster Boy Films. I actually keep a hunting journal. Every time I go out, I'll keep track of the temperature, wind conditions, humidity, and if I saw anything or not. On the particular night that I'm filling out now was actually on a day. It is now actually the Monday after Thanksgiving, so this was almost a week ago. Just been like super busy with the holiday and everything, so I just haven't had a chance to make a video up. But let me pictures. The date that I went out happened to be last Tuesday, which was the 22nd, I believe it was. So I'm going to fill in my log for that. But it's interesting. Temperatures weren't real great. Temperatures were in the mid-50s. Humidity was 43%, which is about where I like it. As well as the pressure was falling because we were kind of getting a cool front coming through. Sat that evening. Sunset was at 4:49, so that gave me till about 5:20 to sit for legal shooting light. So we went through. I sat there for 3 hours and saw nothing. Later that evening, did some running, went and picked up a turkey for Thanksgiving from one of the local farms, local homestead over on Marston Road. Shout out to you guys. Great place to go buy fresh produce and any of your poultry, beef needs, pork, whatever. They're good people to deal with. I'll put the website in the notes. Anyway, later that evening, got back from there. I'm heading back from there with our Thanksgiving Day turkey. This was around 6-ish. I literally climbed out of the stand, put my clothes back on, and took off. So it might have even been a little bit later, maybe about 6:15. I'm heading back up Dennings Road and almost hit a deer. So I was thinking to myself the whole way home, man, I've never hit a deer, knock on wood. I've never hit one. So it was close, but not that bad. There was a combine out in the field taking down some soybean. I saw this thing trotting across. I slowed down enough to watch him jump from me. It was a little 4-point buck. He took off to the west. I continued on home. I get home. I unloaded the truck. Saw Colleen and Olivia as they were pulling out heading to Girl Scouts. I took Rooster, threw Rooster up in the back of the truck, was like, all right, bud, let's run up to Tractor Supply and get you some dog food. So him and I are heading up the road. We make it over to 97, and we're heading up 97. Now, if you know this area, I'll put a map up, and I'll show you on the map where this occurred. The buck that I hit was a very large 8-point buck right there. Completely mangled my truck. And of course, this all happened 2 days before Thanksgiving. So call insurance on Wednesday. Thanksgiving was on Thursday. Of course, no adjusters are available to come out to look at it. So I was able to get a rental, which I'm driving now. My truck presently is sitting out in the driveway waiting for the adjuster to show up. And that's about where we're at, but thing really mangled me. So I went ahead, it hit the front of the truck. Luckily there was nobody coming southbound, so no one else was involved. This thing slid across the road into the medium. I was able to drag him the rest of the way off the road. Colleen, I called her up, said I just hit this deer. I need a hand because my bumper had been pushed up underneath. She came out. We were able to get the bumper pulled back out with her car. Had a nice gentleman stop to help me load the deer in the back of the truck. Even he walked up and was like, man, that's a nice deer. Then an officer showed up. State trooper showed up. Someone had called him. We did not call him. State trooper showed up. He walked over, saw the deer, saw the truck, gave me a no hunt tag, just in case I decided to go process it, which that was my intent, but I was gonna have to wait and see the condition of the gut and everything when I got home. So got this thing home, parked the truck, threw it in the back of the tractor, drove up to the upper fields, started gutting it out, and noticed that the only thing that was wrong with it was on the left side. The one lung had kind of blown apart, and you could see where the liver was like mush. It just looked like pudding. So I guess I hit it, and the percussion just blew it. The gut was still intact, which means that none of the meat was tainted. The pea sac was still intact, which means none of it was tainted. So I was kind of lucky with that. So I went ahead and gutted it, put it back on the tractor, put it back in the truck, and then limped my way over to M&G's, which is a local butcher that I use. I'll also put that link. Good people, awesome people to deal with. Went ahead and went over there, dropped them off, and I'd never hit a deer, so I wasn't sure what the butcher needed. So there was a gentleman who was working inside the freezer, came out, and I was like, look, I said, how do I do this? I don't have a confirmation number, but I do have the case number. So I had to put some of those numbers down, and the guy was like, and I was like, look, I want to get this thing mounted. And the guy was like, it's roadkill. And I said, it's a nice buck. And he goes, let me see this thing. And we walked out, and I opened up the tailgate, and he just goes, wow, that's a nice buck. So I went ahead, finished my paperwork. I drugged this thing off the back of the truck, drug it inside. I'm going to get it mounted. I'm waiting for the taxidermist to call me back, so this way I can let him know what I want. I did talk to him the other day, but he was in the middle of hunting, so I didn't want to bug him. So that's where we're at. So once I get this cat back, it should be a couple months. I'm figuring January-ish. I'll show you what he looks like. So, well, up close. But anyway, at least you got to see some pictures. All right, guys, that's it for this week. If you like what you're seeing, smash the like button. Give me a comment or two. Share, subscribe to the videos. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks.